welcome to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video, I am collabing with a very dear friend, Leanna Dalton. And of course, I'll have her channel linked in my description box. I cannot imagine that you guys have not yet gone to subscribe to Leanna's channel, but if you haven't yet, you really need to do yourself an enormous favor and go subscribe to her channel. And also follow her on Instagram. I will link her Instagram page. I never know what to call it, account, in my description box as well. Now, Leanna and I, of course, met through YouTube, or I think actually initially we met through Instagram, because I think I didn't know she had a channel. And then I found out she had a channel and instantly went and subscribed and just fell in love even more with Leanna. She is one of the most beautiful people inside and out. She's fearless. She doesn't give two hoots about what anyone else says about makeup or anything else, really. She just is who she is. You know, she's one of those people that what you see is what you get. And I just love that about her. She has one of the best senses of humor that I have ever witnessed in my life. Her videos have me laughing. They've had me crying. Just really fun and unique content that you'll get from Leanna's channel. And she also does the Beauty and the Soul challenges, which I've taken part in all, but I think one. I was late this last time. It was supposed to be in January, and I didn't get the video up until February, but I did do it. And the cool thing about the Beauty and the Soul challenges is that they're very thought-provoking. She comes up with really interesting and wonderful premises for those challenges. And then you can apply anything to the challenge. Even if you're not into makeup, you can just, anything that you're into, you can pull that into her Beauty and the Soul challenges. And I just love them. I have had so much fun taking part in her challenges and just really thought a lot about what she, like the idea behind each challenge, just really has made me think a lot. And I just love Leanna. I do, I adore her. So we have a little group chat on Instagram. It's myself, Leanna, Andy, and Ash. And we talk about all sorts of things in that group chat. But one of the things that we talk often about is makeup. New releases, things that we're wanting to get, things that we're dreaming about getting or lusting after. And we also talk about, just makeup products that we have in our collection that we love or maybe don't love. It's really fun to have the chats that we have in their little group chat on Instagram. And I was asking them, like, what are your favorite palettes? What are your favorite brands? And Leanna mentioned the Not Normal palette from Unearthly Cosmetics. And I had been looking at that palette for quite a while, just hadn't picked it up yet. And Unearthly had a sale, when was that? A couple months ago. And so I went on to the website and picked up the Unearthly Not Normal palette because Leanna loves this palette. And I thought, if Leanna loves it, I'll probably love it too. We have a lot of similar tastes in makeup. And the outer packaging of the box is so cool. That's one of the things I love about this brand is their packaging. So you just open this up like this, got a little like magnetized little thing here. And here is the palette, same packaging. So let me show you this amazing color story. It is stunning. Look at that. And I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this palette, but it's got the tones that I just love. Purples, greens, of course, some browns. So, earthy, grungy, but also some vibrancy in here, like vampy and bright all together. So I am super excited to put a look together with this palette. I'm thrilled that Leanna recommended this palette to me and that she also has it because it's fun to do this collab with her, of course. So I think what I will do initially here is start off with, this is gonna be tough because there's so many beautiful colors. I think I'm gonna start off with this shade right here, and this is called Exorcise, and put that in my transition area. And I do have both brows done, and this eyelid, of course, is primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 01. And while we put our eye looks together, Leanna thought it would be really fun to talk about the things that make us not normal, which the word normal to me is the goofiest word. And what does normal even mean? All right, so going into Exorcise, I think I'm gonna do like this yellow, of course, and then purples too. Really fun. Okay, let's get this going here. So I did ask my husband last night. I said, what do you think makes me not normal? And he said that one of the things that he thinks is very not normal about me is that I can remember people's names and for a long time, and also like remember like my friends' families' names, their middle names, their pets' names. Like my brain is full of names. I have always been so interested in names. I don't know why. I always want to know everyone's middle names, their siblings' names, parents, spouses, partners, whatever. I just love to know what people's names are. Now, I used to be a lot better at remembering people's names than I am now. Like I've run into some people lately that I like went to high school with, or I don't know, knew in my childhood, and I have no idea what their names are anymore. And it kind of freaks me out because it's been something that I've always really like kind of prided myself on, is that I remember everybody's names. But yeah, as I'm aging, that's not really keeping up with me, that skill to remember people's names. And I've already talked about this in other videos, but I've actually freaked some people out, especially like when I worked in the dental field. You know, we'd have patients come in for their cleanings or to get a filling, and I would say, oh, how's your friend so-and-so, or how's your grandson bloopity blue? And they'd be like, are you stalking me? How do you, I'm like, well, you talked about that person the last time you were here. And they're like, yeah, well, that was 6 months ago. So I don't know. I just really enjoy names. And, you know, that's something that my husband really struggles with, is not remembering people's names. So like, even like his coworkers, he'll talk to me about his coworkers and I'll remember their names. And I've never even met the person, you know, never met them, but I'll remember their name. I don't know. And I love the shade. This is really nice. It's like a pea greeny yellow. I love it. It's really cool. So now I'm trying to decide. I think what I'll do is go into this shade here, and this is called Grunge, and put that in my crease, maybe in my outer V a little bit too. I think another thing that makes me not normal that I'm really trying to work on right now is how fast I talk. I talk really fast, and I know I talk really fast. I always have. I don't know why. I just have always talked super fast. Oops. I put a little bit too much on the brush. Oh, well, it's okay. I'll cover that up with the shimmers. And I had a really nasty, mean comment on one of my true crime videos by someone, basically telling me that the video was so horrible because I talked too fast. And, you know I talk too fast. I really am trying to like slow down and not talk so fast. And it's not something that I like try to do. It's just, I've always been a very fast talker. And I don't know how normal that is though, to talk as fast as I do. So yeah, I spent a lot of the day yesterday being very, I don't know what the word is, right? Not triggered, but just feeling like crap about myself that this person had said that my video was so awful because I talked too fast. And I'm like, because it's something that I guess like an insecurity that I have, that I talk so fast, and I do really try to be aware of it, but I don't know, it's just part of who I am, is to talk fast. So I'm really trying hard to just slow down when I speak. I'm gonna go back into exercise and just take that edge down because I got a really bad edge here. Another thing that I think makes me very abnormal or not normal is my sense of humor. I have a very weird sense of humor. I was raised by a woman who also had a very weird sense of humor, my mother. My mom was just a very unique woman when it came to her humor, and a lot of other things about her. But I don't know, really goofy things crack me up, really like sarcastic, dry sense of humor, but usually the real goofy stuff is what cracks me up. And I love like really goofy comedies. Like Jim Carrey is one of my faves, and I know that he's not for everyone. Eddie Murphy is another one of my faves. I don't know how goofy his sense of, well, yeah, he's kind of goofy. He's just, I love him. I've always loved Eddie Murphy. Will Ferrell kind of drives me bonkers. I don't really like Will Ferrell. But, you know, my mom grew up watching Jerry Lewis, and she would always say that Jim Carrey was like my generation's Jerry Lewis. Although my mom couldn't stand Jim Carrey, which I thought was so funny. She hated Jim Carrey but loved Jerry Lewis. But I will say and do really goofy things. My kids also will say and do very goofy things. And, you know, I just think it's hilarious. I don't know that everyone else thinks it's hilarious, but I do. My daughter has a thing where she thinks when people fall down is the most hilarious thing she's ever seen. I don't really feel that way. But yeah, if we're together and somebody falls, she just loses all control of herself. And I'm like, Sydney, that's rude. I like that. I think it blended together very nicely, and I really liked the depth that it provided for my crease. So now I think what I'll do is go into this shade here called Sultry. I was thinking maybe this one, Smoke, but I think I will go into this dark purple matte and put that in my outer V. I also think that like my attachment to my cats is maybe a little not normal. I frequently will tell them that I gave birth to both of them, and I've said that in front of other people, and they look at me like I've got 9 heads. They're like, what? And just how goofy I am with my cats. I really am. They have a million nicknames, and I have like full conversations with my cats. I will speak for my cats. That's another thing, is I have some very strange little voices that I will do. And like people who are really close to me have heard my weird voices. And I think, you know, most people think they're funny. I'm sure it does irritate people. I'm sure it does. I don't think I've ever had anyone tell me that it irritates them, but I can imagine it probably does. One of the voices I do is based on my son when he was little, because he had a really cute way that he would speak. And so that's a lot of my voice. My funny voice is just speaking like my son used to when he was little. I'm going to go back in with this brush, nothing additional on it, and just kind of blend that edge out because it's pretty harsh. My husband and I have a little voice that we do to each other. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I know it is. It's very not normal, but that's the whole point, right? This video is to talk about what makes me not normal. I think also, I don't know if this is abnormal or not normal, whatever, but I am very into music, and I really love to listen to music. And if I really think if there wasn't music, or if I didn't have access to music or couldn't listen to music, I would be a mess. I really feel that way because I love it. I think it's such an intricate part of life for me anyway, is to listen to music. And, you know, it's not like I can't function without it, but it would be hard for me to function without it. I'm going to go back in with this brush just because I love it so much. You know, I like all different kinds of music. Country music is not my fave, but I will listen to it on occasion. But I just love music, man. So now for the shimmers. I'm trying to decide. I think what I might do is put, that's really pretty. That's really nice too, though. So I think I'm going to use this though, for sure. That one is called Gemini. And then I think I'm going to use this. I think I'm going to use these two, actually. This is called Emotions, and that's, of course, Gemini. But I really kind of want to use that too. Gosh, this is tough. I think actually what I'll do is start off with this shade here called Topaz, and then put these two. So starting off with that. I also think that my obsession with makeup is kind of not normal either. And when I first started my channel, I know there were a lot of people in my life that were shocked that I was so into makeup because they just didn't know that that was how I was feeling. And, you know, they were like, oh, well, when did this start? Why do you like it so much? That seems kind of weird. Like, you know, I've never known you to like makeup as much as you do, Erica. That's kind of strange. But I don't know, like I've mentioned in several videos, it's just become such a huge part of my life. It's not the most important part of my life, not even close, but I just love it so much. And it's brought a lot of happiness and just like self-connection into my life, which I really needed that. I really needed to find that connection to myself, and makeup has really helped do that for me. And I don't really know why, it just has. I think a lot of it has to do with needing to find something to kind of helped me get through the grief of my mother passing away. Even though it was maybe 2 years after my mom passed that I got really into makeup. But I do think that getting into makeup helped me just get through the grieving process a little easier, or just have something to focus on so I wasn't so hyper focused on my grief. And this shade is absolutely stunning. It's like this really neat kind of greeny gold. I love it. So now I think what I'll do is grab a different brush. Grab this one here, and I'm gonna go into Emotions and put that next to that. But my obsession with eyeshadow palettes, I mean, it's gotten out of control. I mean, I have over 200 eyeshadow palettes now in my collection. I had under 200, and then I was gifted some and bought some, of course, which I knew I was going to. It's not like I thought after I did my collection and declutter videos, I was never gonna buy myself another eyeshadow palette. Of course not. Of course I knew I would. But yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of eyeshadow palettes, and I don't know that that's normal. When my son was home at Christmas time, he came in here to get some stuff out of his closet because this is his old bedroom. And he was like, "My God, Mother, how many eyeshadow palettes do you have?" I'm like, "A lot." He's like, "No kidding." And I always feel kind of funny about it, you know, like, I feel like it does look really abnormal that I have so many eyeshadow palettes, you know, and so I kind of, well, you know, a lot of these I was gifted, and a lot of these I got, and I just thought, you know, you don't owe him an explanation. You're an adult. This is what you have in your life, and it's okay. It's totally okay. But yeah, I do feel a little, I don't know, just like I have to explain it to people, and I just love the two of those together. That's really fun. So now I think, whoops, just dropped the box on the floor. So now I'm gonna go to the shade here called Gemini, put that towards the front, and I want a smaller brush for that. Use this little brush here. It's not like he cares necessarily. He just was surprised that he hadn't been in here for a while. So he was like, whoa. And I had him stored differently, I think, the last time he was in here. Ooh, that's beautiful. Oh yeah. I'm gonna take this kind of up over the purple a little bit, like on the top here, that upper edge. Oh, that is so beautiful. Fun. Now I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have put the purple there, but I'm gonna keep messing with it and see what I think. This is gonna sound really dumb, but I'm gonna bring it into this video, is something that's, I think, is very not normal, is my obsession with freeze-dried Skittles. It's become a huge obsession. I'm not kidding. I have to like force myself not to continue to buy bags of the freeze-dried Skittles because, you know, it's sugar. You know, I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, well, there's no fat in these. Yeah, but it's full of sugar, and sugar converts into fat. So I'm trying to be careful. I'm gonna go back into Emotions with my finger here and just kind of plop that right there. I'm trying to not, you know, go overboard with the freeze-dried Skittles, but they're just so damn good. They're so good because I love crunchy, you know, I love crunchy. So the freeze-dried Skittles, you get the sweet and the crunchy, you know, it's just wonderful. I love it. Now I'm going to go into Gemini, my finger too. So I don't know, that might sound really dumb, but it's true. I just have this very abnormal obsession with freeze-dried Skittles. I mentioned that Jan Van sent me this huge, like big bag of freeze-dried Skittles, and I ate them all in like a day and a half. I'm going back in, oops, I have a fuzz on my finger. I'm going back into Topaz, that greeny gold shade. That's so pretty. I'm gonna go back into Sultry now. Just kind of deal with that edge of that Topaz shade. But I you know, I just have always felt like the word normal is just dumb, you know? I don't want to be normal. I don't think I mean, what defines normal anyway? We're all different. And I think if we were all the same, if we all did everything the same and always liked the same things and had the same sense of humor and the same tastes, and how boring would life be, you know? The not normal part of life, whatever that means, is the fun part for me. Yeah. I mean, they're beautiful shimmers. I just don't know that I love the combination that I put together today. But anyway, I am going to go clean this up. I love the mattes. The mattes are just, I like the shimmers. Wish I just stuck with the greens. Okay, enough. I can move on with my life now. I'm gonna go clean this up, do the rest of my stuff, and I'll come back. So this is the finished look, and I love how it turned out. I did kind of do a couple different things off camera on this lid. I'll talk to you about it here in just a minute when I show you the eyeshadow palette. But let me show you just a few things I put on my face for my finished look. On my lips, I used a Cara Beauty Metal Liquid Lipstick in the shade Privacy. This one I haven't used a whole bunch. And I don't know why, because I love the shade. I mean, this is an older lip product, but I really like the shade. I thought it would work well with my eye look today. And this is such a fun lippy. This will stay on my lips all day long, like hardly move at all. I love it. And then for my lower waterlines, I did use a ColourPop cream gel liner in the shade Wildcat. I just thought the greeny gold would look really nice with the shimmers that I chose out of the palette today for my eye look. And then, of course, for my upper lids, I did line them with the Fatal Beauty Black Like My Soul felt tip liner, as I do in pretty much all of my videos. And then I am still using the Banger mascara from Makeup Mecca. Loving this mascara. Okay, so now let's talk about the Unearthly Not Normal palette. So what I ended up doing is I ended up just taking the shade Gemini over the top of the shade called Emotions on this lid. I don't know. I wasn't loving the purple. I think it was just the placement. I love the shimmer. I think it's a beautiful shade, but I don't know. I thought it looked kind of weird sandwiched between these two shimmers. And this green shade has a really subtle lavender shift to it. It's beautiful. So I mean, I did put a little bit of this, kind of blopped it on with my finger on this lid, but I wish I just stuck with the two shimmers for this look and not tried to throw that one in. I just felt like it was just not jiving real well together, and someone else who has more experience could probably have pulled that off beautifully. I just felt like it looked strange. I did put this shade here called, what is this? Taupe in my inner corners, and also just a little bit under both brows. Love it. I will say that out of the shades that I used for this look today, I really enjoyed the mattes. I did like the shimmers, but I feel like I like the shimmers in the Unearthly Strawberry Milkshake palette a little better. I don't know why. I felt like these two, I don't know. I guess I just felt like these shimmers are not as opaque maybe as the shimmers that are in the Strawberry Milkshake palette. I don't know. I just felt like I had maybe a better experience with the shimmers in the Strawberry Milkshake palette versus this. I don't know. But, you know, first time, I need to continue to use it and see what else I can do with it and what I continue to think or how, you know what I mean? Just need to keep using it. And I'm so excited to go and watch Leanna's video and see the shades that she put together and hear her reasons that she's not normal. And I would love for you guys to chat about what makes you not normal in the comment section. I've never really understood what normal even really means. I mean, that's very subjective and very different for all of us. And I love the things that make me not normal. I really do. It's fun to be a unique human being here on this planet. And there's tons of other things I could have mentioned that make me not normal in today's video, but those were just the things that popped into my head this morning. And I really want to encourage you guys, again, if you have not yet subscribed to Leanna's channel, and if you're on Instagram and you don't follow her, I'll have both of those avenues linked in my description box for her. Go support her. She is so amazing, such a special light in this world, on this platform, on Instagram. I feel very lucky and very honored and very blessed to call Leanna my friend. And I hope that she continues to do the Beauty and the Soul challenges on Instagram, because I want to always take part in those. They're just amazing. And Leanna, I just want to quickly tell you how much I love you to pieces. And thank you so much for asking me to do this collab with you. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course comment down below in the comment section. I love to chat with you guys there. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Drop it.